Hey everybody, welcome to this week's lesson. We will be going over at school this week. So follow along, pay attention, and hopefully we can learn some new things today. Alright, for the first section we'll be reading a passage from a book. It's a very simple book, and it's just let's think of it more as a warm-up is what we're doing here. Getting used to some very simple sentences just to get our mind in the groove of what we're supposed to be doing. Okay? The book is called The Best Year Ever. Okay, so let's look at the first page. The first page says, today was the first day of school. Alright, so let's repeat it again. Today was the first day of school. Alright, now you try. Alright, very good. And once more. Today was the first day of school. Alright, let's go take a look at the next page. The second page, we went to the rug and sat in a circle. Our teacher asked us, what do you hope will happen this year? We each shared a wish. I went first. Alright, again, we went to the rug and sat in a circle. Our teacher asked us, what do you hope will happen this year? We each shared a wish. I went first. Alright, now you try it on your own. And once again. And once again. And once again. Very good. Now let's move on to the third page. I hope I got the best seat on the bus. I hope I got the best seat on the bus. Right, now you try it on your own. Very good. Once more. I hope I get the best seat on the bus. Let's go on to the next page now. This year, I hope I remember my homework. This year, I hope I remember my homework. Now you try it on your own. Once again, this year, I hope I remember my homework. Very good. I'll look good in my school picture. Again, I'll look good in my school picture. You try it on your own. Very good. Once again, I'll look good in my school picture. On to the next page. I'll bring my pet snake to show and tell. I'll bring my pet snake to show and tell. Now you try it on your own. Very good. I'll bring my pet snake to show and tell. We'll have a chocolate fountain at lunch. Once again, we'll have a chocolate fountain at lunch. You try it on your own. Very good. Once again, we'll have a chocolate fountain at lunch. Alright, before we continue, I just want to mention if there's anything that we might particularly be going too quickly for, you can easily just pause the video, rewind to the section that you need to, review what you need to read, and do this as much as you want. That's the point of these videos. We really want you to get a hands-on approach to it and kind of move at your own pace. So if you find the need to slow down, it's okay. Alright, the next page. This year, I hope I'll kick the ball into the right goal. Again, this year, I hope I'll kick the ball into the right goal. You try it on your own. Very good. This year, I hope I'll kick the ball into the right goal. Very good. Next page. On the day the fire trucks come, I'll be the one to squirt the hose. On the day the fire trucks come, I'll be the one to squirt the hose. Right, now you try. Very good. Again. On the day the fire trucks come, I will be the one to squirt the hose. Very good. On to the next page. We'll take a field trip to somewhere cool. We'll take a field trip to somewhere cool. Now you try it by yourself. Very good. Once again. We'll take a field trip to somewhere really cool. I want to take the class pet home for winter break. I want to take the class pet home for winter break. Now you try. Very good. I want to take the class pet home for winter break. Very good. Next page. Our mom will bring a birthday surprise to school. Our mom will bring a birthday surprise to school. Now you try it by yourself. Our mom will bring a birthday surprise to school. Very good. On to the next page. I hope we get at least one snow day. I hope we'll get at least one snow day. Now you try it by yourself. Very good. I hope we'll get at least one snow day. Very good. Let's go on to the next page. This year I'll win the science fair. This year I'll win the science fair. Now you try. Very good. This year I'll win the science fair. Very good. Let's go on to the next page. I hope I'll make friends in my new school. I hope I'll make friends in my new school. Now you try by yourself. Very good. I hope I'll make friends in my new school. Very good. Let's go on to the next page. When the nurse measures me, I'll be tall. When the nurse measures me, I'll be tall. Now you try. Very good. Once again, when the nurse measures me, I'll be tall. On to the next page. I hope our butterflies will hatch. I hope our butterflies will hatch. Alright, now you try by yourself. I hope our butterflies will hatch. On to the next page. We'll have a skateboard day. We'll have a skateboard day. Now you try. We'll have a skateboard day. Very good. On to the next page. I won't lose my things in my desk. I won't lose my things in my desk. Very good. Now you try. I won't lose my things in my desk. On to the next page. The principal will do something crazy. The principal will do something crazy. Now you try. Very good. The principal will do something crazy. My report card will be perfect. My report card will be perfect. Now you try. Very good. My report card will be perfect. Then our teacher told us her wish. I'll get to know each one of you. Then our teacher told us her wish. I'll get to know each one of you. Now you try. Very good. Then our teacher told us her wish. That I'll get to know each one of you. Very good. That concludes section 1. If you have any problems or you need to go over anything in this section, simply go rewind the video to that part and watch it again. So let's begin section 2. I'll be asking 2 questions about pictures I'll put up on the screen. I want you to listen carefully and respond. The first question I ask will be, when does this scene take place? Our second question will be, what does this student wish for? Or what is the wish in this scene? Okay? So listen carefully and pay attention to the pictures I put up on the screen. Okay, in our first picture, when does this scene take place? Look at what the children are wearing. Are they wearing warm clothes or are they wearing cold weather clothes? Would the children want to be sprayed with water in the winter time or in fall? No, it's too cold to be sprayed with water. So we're left with summer and spring. Well, are students in school in the summer? No, they're not. So the scene takes place in the springtime. Now what does the student wish for in this scene? What does the student want to happen? What do they want to be able to do? We see one student holding a fire hose, spraying the water. We can also read the passage. Very good. The student wishes to be the one to spray the water. Very good. On to the next picture. When does this scene take place? Well, it's snowing and it's very cold looking. Well, when does it snow? Very good. Winter time. This scene takes place in the winter. Very good. Now, what does the student wish for? We can see the snow, we can see what they're doing, and we can also read the passage. The student wishes for just at least one snow day. Very good. On to the next picture. In this picture, when does it take place? Now, it's a little hard to figure out because they're indoors and everything. But we can make some guesses as to what it could be. Okay? So, well, when does school take place? Well, it takes place in the fall, the spring, and the winter. Well, that means we can take summer out. Well, we can tell they're indoors, so it's really hard to tell what it's like outside, what the weather is like. Well, if we can't tell what the weather is like, we can look at their clothing. What are the people wearing? Well, some are wearing warmer clothing, and some are wearing cool clothing. So, we know it can't be winter time because not everyone's dressed up really warm. So, in this scene, it either takes place in the fall or the spring. We don't have enough information to tell exactly when it is, but we're able to get it down to 2 seasons. Okay? Now, what does the student wish for in this picture? What are the student and all the other people doing in there? Well, they have a skateboard. And if we read the passage, we can see what the student wants. The student wishes for a skateboard day. Very good. Now, let's go on to the next picture. This is also another hard question to answer for this. This is also another hard picture to answer the question about. When does this take place? Well, once again, are students in school during the summer? No. So we can rule out the summer. And are the students wearing a lot of warm clothing? No, not really. Some are wearing shorts and some are wearing a t-shirt and jeans. So we can go ahead and assume again that this is either in the spring or fall. Okay? Now, what does the student wish for in this picture? Well, we can see he's much taller than everyone else. And we can read the passage and it'll give us an even better idea. Very good. The student wishes to be tall when he's measured. Very good. Now let's go on to the 5th and final picture. Now, this is a little tricky to answer as well. We can't see what the weather is outside, so we can't tell if it's winter, spring, summer, or fall. But I don't know if it's like this in China. In America, we do the science fair in the second part of the year, the second part of the school year. In America, our second part of the school year is a little bit of winter and then the rest of spring. So, with a little bit of extra information, we can rule out summer and the fall. Okay? So it's either winter or the springtime. Where I went to school, we happen to have our science fair in the springtime. Now, this one's a little tricky to answer though, because we just can't tell. But we can make a good assumption with that information I gave that this is either in the winter or the springtime. Okay? Now, what does the student wish for in this picture? Well, we can see he has this big experiment behind him. He has this very big machine. And he looks like he's really smart, like he's been studying and working real hard to build whatever it is he's built. Now, if we read the passage, it will also give us more information. Very good. The student wishes to win the science fair. Very good. That ends section 2. If there's anything you have questions about, please go back to the beginning of the section and review. And you can go over it as many times as you want. Alright? The next part is section 3. This is section 3. We'll be looking at some scenes again that I'll place up on the screen. So pay attention. I'll be asking 3 questions. 1 will be how many people are in the scene. So I'm looking for a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. So pay attention to how many people are in the scene. The second question will be how many boys, how many girls. Make sure you pay attention to the picture so you know how many of the boys and how many of the girls there are. The third question is, what can the students do at school? We will figure this answer out by paying attention to the scene and seeing what the students are doing. That way we can come up for an answer for our question. Alright? Alright, so let's take a look at our first question here. How many people are in this scene? Very good. There are 4 people in this scene. There are 2 students in the front, and a younger student in the back, and a teacher in the back as well. So that makes 4 people in this scene. Now how many boys and girls are there? Very good. There are 2 boys in the front of the scene, and there are 2 girls in the back. There is a girl teacher, and there is a young girl student. Very good. Now, here's the hard question. What can the students do at school? Now we can get our answer by looking at the scene. So pay attention. What are the 2 boys doing at the front of the scene? And what is the little girl doing at the back of the scene? The students can paint at school and read a book at school. Now if we look at the picture, we can see that there are the two boy students in the front are painting, and we can see the little girl student in the back reading a book. Okay? If you didn't get it right away on this first one, that's fine. You now have seen an example, and now you have a better idea of what to do on these next coming examples. Okay? So let's go to the next one. Okay, so how many people are in this picture? Very good. There's 1 person in this picture. Now, is it a boy or is it a girl? Very good. It is a boy. Now, the hard question. What can the students do at school? What is the student doing on the board? He appears to be writing something. Well, if he's writing at something, on something, what can he do at school? The student can write on the board at school. Okay? If you see how that works, we see the young boy is writing on the board with a pencil. So, we understand that we can write at school. That's what the scene tells us, okay? Very good. Let's go on to the next one. Alright, in this scene, how many people are in it? Very good. There are 2 people in this scene. Now, are there boys, girls, or boys and girls in this scene? Very good. There's both a boy and a girl in this scene. Now, what are the students doing, and what can they do at school? Now, look at the little girl. What is the little girl doing? And what is the little boy having trouble doing? The little girl is bringing a step to help the little boy reach up to write, is she not? So the little girl is helping. We can help at school. Okay? If you look at it again, we see the little girl bringing the stool to help the little boy. Okay? So we can help at school. Very good. Let's go on to the next section. Okay, in this scene, what do we see? How many people are in it? Very good. There are 2 people in it. Now, are there boys, girls, or both boys and girls? Very good. There is both a boy and a girl in this scene. Now, what are they doing? If we look at the boy, he seems to be hanging. Look, he looks like he's having fun. Now in the other one, both the girl and the boy seem to be smiling and having fun. Well, what do we do when we're together with friends at school? Well, we play. So, what are these students doing? So what can they do at school? Very good. We can play at school. The students are playing on the monkey bars. Well, I'm not sure if they call them monkey bars in China, but in America we call them monkey bars. A little fun fact for you guys. That's the end of section 3. If there's anything that you need to go over, please go back to the beginning of the section and rewatch this particular section. Review whatever you need. If you're still having problems after rewatching the section, you can ask one of your teachers and one of your tutors online, and maybe they can help you figure it out, okay? Alright, so we'll see you in the next section. Alright, this is section 4. In section 4, we will be learning new words. I will first tell you the word, give you an example of the word, and also a definition. And then I will try to kind of explain it in a little, maybe not so technical way. Maybe not in such a hard way to understand. With maybe some other examples and ideas to think about it, or words that are very similar to it. That way you have a better chance of understanding it, and we'll discuss the photo that also goes along with it. Okay? Let's begin. Alright, our first new word, learn. When you learn, you gain new knowledge or a new skill. The example, you will learn many new things this year. Now, if we look at the photograph, we see that they're in school. Well, what do we do when we're in school? We go to have things taught to us. We go to learn. We sit in class, have things explained to us. We'll have homework where we have to figure things out. Well, if we do something enough, well, we eventually begin to know how to do it. So we learn how to do it. To learn, to work on something, and to gain that knowledge, that idea, whatever it is that helps us do it. We learn many things. We learn how to play basketball. We learn how to play soccer. We learn how to do math. We learn how to play music. There's so many things we learn. In fact, many days in our life we learn all the time. There's usually a day most cases we don't go a day without learning. It's a very important word and it's a very simple idea. So think about it. Where else do we learn? We learn at home. We learn when while we play with our friends. We learn new things we learn new things by reading online. We can learn in so many ways. So remember, to learn, when you learn, you gain new knowledge or new skill. Okay, on to the next word. The new word, subjects. Subjects are the things you study at school, such as reading and science. Subjects are the things you study at school, such as reading and science. An example, Tim's favorite subjects are reading and art. Well, we go to school, we take certain subjects, we take certain classes. Well, classes and subjects are basically the same thing. We go to a class to learn about a subject. The subject is what we learn in the class. Excuse me. The subject is what we learn about in class. So a class and a subject are the same thing. There's classes about art, math, science, reading, Chinese, English, history, government, and computers, and the list goes on and on. Anything that we can learn can be a subject. If we see in the picture, the students are in class, so they're taking a subject, they're learning in that class. So subject is a very interesting word. We can learn a subject. To use the word we used already. Oh look, so we learn a subject. So we learn an area of study. Okay? Our next word is common. Common means normal or ordinary. Cars are a common sight on city streets. Now, common is an interesting word to try and explain, because what is normal? I mean, what is normal for me in the United States might not be normal for you in China. So, normal or excuse me, common is a very interesting word. What's common to you in China and what's common to me in America? It's a very interesting idea. Things that are common to people around the world can be very different. Culture can make something common. Religion can make something common. Society can make something common. It's a very interesting word. It's a word that means many different things in many different places in the world. But for our case, let's just think about it as something that's normal for everywhere. So it's common that the sun is in the sky. I mean, every day we wake up, we see the sun in the sky. Also, the moon at night. Many places everywhere in the world, we can see the moon at night as well. It's also common for people to get married in a lot of places. It's common to go to school. Common is just something that's done often. Common is just something that's normal. So, think of some things that are normal. Very good. Now, let's reread it again. Common means something normal or ordinary. It is common to see cars on the streets. Very good. Let's go on to the next word. Our next word, object. An object is a thing or an item. An object can be many things. An example is, there are many objects in my book bag, such as a book and a pencil. These markers are an object. They're objects. They're different color objects. Green, black, red. This bottle is an object. This computer mouse is an object. This cell phone is an object. There are many things that are objects around us. Just about everything is an object. Other than a person, me and you are people. And there are possibly animals as well. But everything else can basically be an object. I mean, these gloves are an object. Objects exist all around us. So, think about it. If they're not a person, and they're not an animal, and it's not a plant, then more than likely, it's just an object. Okay? Now let's go over the words one more time. The word is object. An object is a thing or an item. An example is, there are many objects in my book bag, such as a book and a pencil. Okay, on to the next word. Alright, the next word is recognize. If you recognize something, you remember it because it's something you've seen before. When Tim put on the mask, his friends could not recognize him. Recognize means for us to remember something. And more specifically, when we see something and we recognize it. Oh, I recognize this cell phone. This is my cell phone. I recognize it. At the same time, it could be someone else's cell phone. Oh, I do not recognize it. This is not my cell phone. We recognize things that we remember, or things that are close to us. I recognize that girl. She is my sister. I do not recognize that girl. I do not know her. Remember, recognize is to see something we remember. Okay, let's go over it again. Recognize. If you recognize something, you remember because you have seen it before. Our next word is does. This one we'll treat a little differently. Repeat after me. Does. Does. Dan does his best work. Alright, now let's spell it. D-O-E-S. If you look at the photograph, the little boy is doing his homework and he's doing his best he can. So he does his best. Does is the verb form of do. That's a little hard to understand. Verbs are something as an action. We're doing something. The boy is playing basketball. The verb is playing. So does is the verb version of do. So say it with me one more time. Does. Does. Dan does his homework. Now spell it with me. D-O-E-S. On to the next word. Our next word is what. Just like does, it's another one of those weird, we're gonna teach it a little differently. So repeat after me. What? What? What can we play today? Now, let's spell it. W-H-A-T. What? W-H-A-T. Now, what is a very interesting word because it can mean many things, and its form differs upon when it's used. It can be a noun, it can be a pronoun, it can be an adjective. It can be many different things. So we're not going to go in depth about it. That's something you'll learn in your classes at school, okay? So we'll just repeat after me again. What? What? W-H-A-T. W-H-A-T. What? Okay, on to the next word. Alright, that's the end of the 4th section. Go back and watch anything that you feel that you need to rewatch. Write down any questions that you have. If you want to ask one of your tutors or teachers anything about like that. If you have some questions about does and what, ask one of your tutors online or one of your teachers. Okay, we'll see you in the next section. Alright, for our 5th and final section, we'll be learning a new song today. It's called Down by the River. Now, I'm gonna sing along for a little bit, so I gotta put these headphones on so I can listen and hear the music. The music will play on the video as well. So first, I'm gonna let you listen to it.
Down by the river, 2 by 2, 2 by 2, 2 by 2. Down by the river, 2 by 2. Now rise, Sally, rise.
Let me see you make a motion, 2 by 2, 2 by 2, 2 by 2. Let me see you make a motion, 2 by 2. Now rise, Sally, rise.
Now take another partner, 2 by 2, 2 by 2, 2 by 2. Now take another partner, 2 by 2. Now rise, Sally, rise.
So now you've heard it. Now I will sing along with it, and you can sing along with me as well. Then I'll play it a few more times along with that. I'll replay me singing with it, so you can re-sing along with it as well. Okay? Let's begin. Down by the river, 2 by 2, 2 by 2, 2 by 2. Down by the river, 2 by 2. Now rise, Sally, rise.
Let me
See you make a motion, 2 by 2, 2 by 2, 2 by 2. Let me see you make a motion, 2 by 2. Now rise, Sally, rise. I'll bend another partner, 2 by 2, 2 by 2, 2 by 2. Now take another partner, 2 by 2. Now rise, Sally, rise. Down by the river, 2 by 2, 2 by 2, 2 by 2. Down by the river, 2 by 2. Now rise, Sally, rise.
Let me
See you make a motion, 2 by 2. 2 by 2. 2 by 2. Let me see you make a motion, 2 by 2. Now rise, Sally, rise.
Now take another partner,
2 by 2. 2 by 2. 2 by 2. Now take another partner, 2 by 2. Now rise, Sally, rise. Okay, so there you have it. You've listened to it several times. You can play it back and listen to it again and sing along if you wish. Whatever you wish to do. That's the end of this lesson. So if there's any section you need to go back over, please go back to that point in the video and rewatch it. Write down any questions that you might have so you can ask either me, if you happen to have me online, or any of our other tutors. Or you can ask one of your teachers in school. Hopefully we'll be able to get around to answering your question. Alright, thank you for taking this lesson, and hopefully we'll see you online. Bye.